If your Social Security payment comes by direct deposit, and for the overwhelming majority of beneficiaries it does, there is a rule that changed in 2025 that the agency did not mail out letters about. If you have ever assumed that updating your bank account information was as simple as calling the 800 number, that specific option is gone. The confusion around that change is now being used against beneficiaries in a specific way that we are going to explain clearly. Here is the genuine confusion. And it is understandable. The 800 number still works for plenty of things. But the one thing you could always do before call, confirm your identity, give your new account details, and be finished is no longer available in that simple form. What replaced it is more nuanced than most coverage has described. And there is a direct connection between that confusion and a specific phone scam targeting Social Security recipients. Right now in 2026, by the end, you will know exactly what the rule is. What happens when banking information goes invalid? Why scammers are exploiting that gap right now? And the steps that close both threats at once. Quick context. This video is made for you. Adults who receive Social Security by direct deposit, particularly anyone who has changed banks, had a card replaced, or has never confirmed the account on file with Social Security matches their current bank account. Everything covered today draws from official sources, the Social Security Administration's own press releases and policy notices, the Social Security Administration's own Inspector General, the Federal Trade Commission, and the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. And each source is named as we go. This is educational content only, not personalized banking, financial,
returns
or legal advice.
Shown here,
and nothing here promises any specific payment or timeline applies to you. For any individual payment concern, contact the Social Security Administration through their official website or speak with a licensed professional. 5 things. Starting with number 5. Number 5. Let's get this rule right. Because 2 widely cited pieces of information contain specific errors worth correcting before we go further. Before April of 2025, updating your banking information with Social Security was straightforward. Call the 800 number. Confirm your identity. Provide your new routing number and account number. And the change was processed. That option, the simple call, verify. An update no longer exists. According to the Social Security Administration's own policy notices, confirmed in the Federal Register as recently as March 31st of 2026. Direct deposit changes now require one of 3 things. The first option, your My Social Security online account, identity must be verified through that portal first. And changes can then be processed in as little as 1 business day compared to up to 30 days under the old system. The second option, the 800 number, but only after generating a one-time security PIN through your My Social Security online account. Without that PIN, the phone cannot process a banking change. The third option, your nearest Social Security field office in person. Those are the only 3. If you do not have a My Social Security account with your identity verified, options 1 and 2 are both unavailable until you do. The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities estimated that under the policy as implemented, nearly 2 million seniors and people with disabilities would need to make in-person visits for banking changes. The effective date was April 14th, 2025, not March 31st. As some coverage has stated. Number 3. This is what most people never know until it happens to them. When Social Security sends your payment to the account on file and that account no longer exists, closed, changed routing number, or a different underlying account after a card replacement, the bank returns the payment to the Social Security Administration. It is not forwarded. It goes back. Once SSA receives a returned payment, they must reissue it. A process that typically takes 2 to 6 weeks. For anyone living primarily on Social Security, a 2 to 6 week gap means real choices between utilities, groceries, and medication. The most common cause is a single assumption that banking changes communicate themselves to SSA automatically. They do not. A new card, a closed branch, a different institution, none of those trigger an automatic update with Social Security. The only way to confirm the account on file is current and active is to log into your My Social Security account and check it yourself. When did you last do that? If you are not sure, that is exactly the situation we are addressing. Number 1. Here is the connection most people have not heard, and it is the most important point in this video. When a rule changes and most people do not know what the real rule is, that gap becomes an attack surface. People are receiving phone calls from callers claiming to be Social Security representatives. Using a script that sounds like this, the banking information on file for your account needs to be updated. And to prevent an interruption to your payment, we need to verify your new account number. For anyone who has heard the direct deposit rules changed and is not sure exactly what they are, that script sounds plausible. Here is what you need to know. The Social Security Administration does not call beneficiaries to ask for banking information. The new rules made this even more clearly true, because the actual process requires your action through the official Social Security website or in person initiated by you, not by a call you receive. Anyone who calls claiming to be from Social Security and asks for your routing or account number is not from Social Security, regardless of what appears on your caller ID, because caller ID can be faked. The Federal Trade Commission's annual report, published in December of 2025, documented that adults 60 and older reported $2.4 billion in fraud losses in 2024, up from approximately $600 million in 2020. A roughly four-fold increase. Because most fraud goes unreported, the Federal Trade Commission estimates true losses may range from $10.1 billion to $81.5 billion annually. Government impersonation is consistently among the most reported categories of fraud against older adults, and the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, in its 2025 annual report, tracked AI-related fraud as a separate category for the first time, 22,364 complaints. Approximately $893 million in reported losses. Number 4. If you do not have a My Social Security account set up with your identity verified, do it this week. Go to the official Social Security website and find the section labeled My Social Security. You will need your Social Security number, a valid email address, and a phone number to receive a verification code. Identity is verified through a service called ID, the same portal used across multiple federal government websites. Pause this if you need to. Official Social Security website. My Social Security section. Social Security number. Email. Phone for the verification code. Identity verification through ID Me. About 15 minutes the first time. Once verified, you can view and update your direct deposit information. Check your payment status. Review your earnings history. And generate the one-time PIN if you ever prefer the phone option. For anyone without home internet, your local public library provides free computer access and staff who can help with the setup. The Social Security Administration's own guidance specifically recommends public libraries for beneficiaries without home internet. Here is a story. Dorothy is 70 years old, a retired postal worker from a small town in rural Ohio, and her story is illustrative. A composite drawn from patterns that appear regularly in consumer fraud documentation and beneficiary reports. Her local bank branch closed last spring. The bank issued her a new card, and she assumed her direct deposit would carry over seamlessly. It had gone in without interruption for 8 years. On payment day, nothing arrived. She called the 800 number. The representative told her the payment had been sent but returned by the bank. She had no My Social Security account. She did not know about the April 2025 rule change. Her nearest Social Security field office was 42 miles away. 3 weeks later, after a trip to that office with her daughter's help, after borrowing money to cover 2 utility bills, the reissued payment arrived. The same week, She received a call in what sounded exactly like her daughter's voice. Frightened, saying she had been in an accident and needed $3,000 before anyone could come. She almost transferred the money. She called her daughter's number first. Her daughter answered immediately. Calm. With no knowledge of any accident, the voice had been cloned. The emergency had never happened. The connection between both parts of that story is the same confusion. Not knowing the direct deposit rule left Dorothy without her payment for weeks. Not knowing what Social Security never does, by phone made a cloned voice almost persuasive. Knowing both the real rule and the real threat is the protection. Number 2, this is where both loops close. First, the direct deposit side, set up your My Social Security account if you have not done it, using the process from number 4. Once you are logged in, navigate to your direct deposit section and verify that the account and routing numbers shown match your current active bank account. If they match, you are current. If they do not, make the change through the online account, not by answering a call that someone else initiated. Any call you receive asking for your banking information from anyone claiming to be from Social Security for any reason, hang up. If you have any doubt about whether contact from Social Security is legitimate, look up the official phone number on the official Social Security website yourself. Do not call back any number the caller gave you. Now the second loop, the AI voice cloning threat. A 2024 study by the cybersecurity firm McAfee found that 3 seconds of audio from a social media video, a voicemail, or a short phone call is enough to generate a voice clone with an 85% match. 1 in 4 adults surveyed had already encountered an AI voice scam or knew someone who had. Your ears are not the defense against this. The voice will sound real. The emotion will sound real. The defense is a family safe word. Call the family members you would most likely try to help in an emergency. Agree on a word or short phrase that only your immediate family knows, nothing that appears on social media. Nothing guessable. Something simple enough to remember under stress. Once everyone has agreed on it, they know the word and they know what it is for. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be a family member in distress and asking for money, ask for the safe word before you do anything else. A scammer using a cloned voice will not know it. Your actual family member will. If the caller cannot produce it, hang up and call that person back on the number you already have saved. Back through these quickly. Number 5, direct deposit phone-only changes ended April 14th. 2025, 3 options. Now online, phone with a PIN from your online account, or in person. Number 4, create your My Social Security account this week. Official Social Security website. About 15 minutes. Number 3, a returned payment takes 2 to 6 weeks to reissue. And the most common cause is assuming banking changes are automatic. They are not. Number 2, verify your banking information in My Social Security and agree on a family safe word today. Number 1, any call asking for your banking information is a scam. The Social Security Administration never calls to collect it. 3, log into your My Social Security account this week and verify your banking information is current. The Federal Trade Commission documented $2.4 billion in reported fraud losses by adults 60 and older in 2024. A 15-minute task today is real protection against a gap that can cost weeks of income. 2, have the safe word conversation with your family before this week ends. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center reported nearly $900 million in AI-related fraud losses in 2025, the first year they tracked it separately. 3 seconds of audio is all it takes. And the window between a cloned voice emergency call and a transfer can be under 5 minutes. Set up the word before any call arrives. 1 for any decision involving your benefits. Use the official Social Security website or speak with a licensed professional. What applies to one beneficiary may not apply to another. If you know someone on Social Security who still believes the 800 number handles banking changes the way it did before 2025, sharing this video is genuinely useful. Most people discover this rule change only after a payment has already stopped. In the next video, overpayment notices. The Social Security Administration has been issuing them in significant numbers. And the rights you have when one arrives are rights most beneficiaries do not know they have.